Hello everyone. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can understand some of the important terminologies and concepts in machine learning by playing around with this applet. So mainly you can see there are two figure windows in this applet on the screen. So one on the left and the one on the right. So on the right, you can see it's a two-dimensional coordinate system and you are seeing some data points scattered around there. So these data points are more or less forming a line, which means you can fit a line. Of course, there are some data points that won't fit on the line. And there are three more numbers displayed here. So the first number is the value for W, and the second number is the current value for bias, and then the third number is the loss value. Of course, this is a regression problem where we have some data points and we are supposed we need to find a line that fits these data points by minimizing the error in mean square error sense. Okay. So, and also you are seeing a current line for the value of W, for the current value of W and B. And you can see that this line doesn't fit any data points on this figure. Therefore, the loss is quite high, 1.1. On the right, you are seeing three-dimensional plot, a 2D surface, which is a parabolic surface. We can also say it is a convex surface. And you are also first pay attention on these axes, W axis and then B axis and the Z axis, which stands for the loss value. And there are two balls. So one is a big ball on the surface and other one is a small ball on the plane. So this plane is a WB plane, which we call it as an input space. So we have to pick up the W and B value from this plane. Okay, that actually helps us to fit these data points correctly. So you can turn around this and see how the loss surface looks like. And anyhow, in books we see contours. Okay, so contours are generated. Let me show you how. So if you click on this button, show contours. So what is actually going on is a plane is intersecting with this surface at various values of loss. And then for each values of loss, a contour is a circle in this case. So you can see some around some 8 to 10 contour lines. Okay, so for different values of loss. So now we are here. So the initial values for W and B are minus 0.25 and minus 3.11. So what is the objective in machine learning in general is we have to find the parameters, that is W and B, such that for the particular values of parameters, the loss is minimal. Okay. So given the initial point, I can move this point on the surface. Either I can go above from here along the positive Z direction, or I can go below, or I can move anywhere on the surface and see how the line is fitting. Okay. But of course, visually we can see that minima is somewhere here. So I can simply drag it down all the way from here to this point. Okay, so visually I can do this. But the main purpose of this applet is to understand how the optimization algorithm works. In general, the gradient descent algorithm works, and what do we mean by the contours, and also you pay attention here. Okay, so since the minima is here, so I have to move down the surface, right? So the ball has to move down the surface. So as I move down, you can see okay, let me keep something like this. Yeah, you pay attention to the loss as I move down the surface. Okay, so the loss is decreasing. Okay. And one more thing you can do is that, so as I move down the surface, how the point is actually moving on the contours. Okay, so when you move the point, the ball on the surface, such that you're trying to reach the minima, on the contours, the small yellow ball, right, the point is moving perpendicular to the contours. Okay, so you can simply interact with this applet. So the link is given below in the video description. So you can just go to that link and you can simply interact with this applet. Okay, so there are a lot of concepts you can learn by interacting with this, though you may already be aware of some terminologies, but to understand them better, you can interact with it. Yeah, so if you go all the way near the minima, so still it is not the minima, so I'm near the minima, and you can see the loss compared to the previous thing. Now the loss value is 0.13, which means this line is somehow a better fit than the previous lines, but still not the best fit because we haven't reached the global minima. Okay, so there are a lot of things you can explore on your own to understand a lot of machine learning concepts in a better way. We will release a lot of applets, these kind of applets later when the course starts in IITM. And thanks for watching. Leave your comments.